All right, good afternoon. I made it here to Cape Cod. My first time ever in Cape Cod. Have you been to Cape Cod? It's really kind of nice. It reminds me of the Hamptons, and it's a little quiet here now. Most of the people are in Florida, and they come back, and June was telling me that the numbers increased by 10 times the normal number come during the summer. So it's usually about 50,000 now. And then in the summer, it's like 500,000. If anyone's there, if you could send me a heart or just say hi, that would be great. I always like to know that we're live, so I'm not wasting my whole day. Oh, there you go. Thank you, whoever did that. I don't see any comments yet. A comment would be great too. There you go, Bonnie. You're the best. Thank you. So I'm here at Quilt-ish in Cape Cod. It's kind of neat. This is June Herrold. It's her house and her quilt shop, and her quilt shop is adorable, and everything, or most of her stuff here is nautical and sea stuff and beach stuff, so it's very cool. So this is kind of, we're gonna go kind of in the entry, but she said during the summer they have tents out here and lots of quilts, and it's really quite quaint and sweet. And if you're in Cape Cod, it would be great for you to come and check out her shop. Tonight I'm going to be speaking at a guild, and hopefully anyone who's local will come and see me. That would be great. But so anyway, so we're going to enter June's studio. June is also going to be a designer for StudioE. Her new line is coming out in May, and it won't be shipping until January next year. It's really neat, and I think you guys are really going to like this treat. Don't forget, the real reason why I'm here, aside from going to the guild tonight, was because June won the challenge that we had for the licensed designer challenge, where we did the studio tours. So part of her reward, outside of the chocolate that I got her from my local shop, was that I would come and do an interview, and we're going to call this an interview, which is a shop tour. So this is very cool. And June also was a participant. She was one of the shops that did a live video when I had the video challenge at the shop. So June is going to give us a tour around. She's going to show you some great things. She's going to offer some things for sale that, you know, for all you people who are on the coast or know someone near the coast that would love a quilt with a lighthouse or a beach or sand or something like that, this is the place to go. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it around, and let's do this, guys. You ready? All right, so here, let's start off. I just need to show you this. This is always nice, always a treat. It brightens up your day when you see a rainbow. So here's Quilt-ish, and I'm going to show you a little sign. And then this is June. Here we go.
Oh, Scott, come on
Hi,
in.
June.
Hi, how are you?
All right, thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, so let me just give them a quick panoramic just so they
Sure.
get an idea. This room it's kind of small, but it's packed with so much goodness. I think you're going to really love it. And it's really, she uses the space so efficiently. There's a StudioE line. Going to give you a quick tour around just to give you the full feel. And then she's got this table in the middle with all these quilts. There's the new line that we're going to talk about. There's an old StudioE line. These are some of her good sellers. All right, so now you got it. This is the room. What size do you think this is, maybe?
Oh, I know exactly
What is it?
It's, are you ready? 9 by 14.
9 by 14. Okay.
9 by 14. So I have to really be efficient, and I have to know my customer. I cannot afford, you know, to offer something people don't want. So I make the best use as I can. And
But that's good advice for everybody.
yes.
You need to buy what's working and get rid of the stuff that isn't working.
That's
You try
absolutely right.
things, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll even go to the length. If somebody really isn't going to buy something, I find that our local guilds are extremely effective of turning fabric into charitable goods. And there have been a lot of organizations on Cape Cod and in Massachusetts that benefit because I will just give them bolts of fabric.
I'm with you there, and I love that. That's awesome. Wait,
Yeah.
let me just do one
Sure,
thing. Someone
sure.
asked me to show them the sharks, and we'll show you more of that. June's going to tell you all about that. You want to start with that? Or you
Sure,
want
why
to...
not?
All right, we
So,
might as well.
so that's called the Chatham Chiller. Chatham is a town on Cape Cod. And Cape Cod and Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard are known for the movie Jaws. Apart from the drama of sharks, sharks are amazing animals. And Chatham is on the Atlantic coast of Cape Cod, and you can see a lot of sharks there. I encourage you to look up sharks on Wikipedia and take a good look. Very rarely are they dangerous. Very rarely do they threaten humans. That's not what those sharks, those animals really are. They're wonderful creatures. So I'm one for alliteration. So Chatham Chiller, and it's a chiller because it is a wine bottle cover. There is insulation in here, Bosal foam, and then also some Insulbrite. And I'll show you these in a minute. But I'll show you the big one here because you know,
those are for the magnums.
This is for the magnums. That's right. It's also for if you have a sports team that has a shark as a mascot, this is a great one for holding up.
Or the kids must like that too.
Yeah. Well, you can turn it into a pillow.
Wait, hold it. Yeah. Yeah, like that. Exactly.
Yeah, you can turn this into a pillow.
All right, check this out, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! I see some cave.
It's all KFC.
It's all cave.
It's all KFC.
Look at that! Holy cow!
One of the things that I find interesting is that so often a quilter will look at these, and there are a lot of other versions of it here. This is all KFC, as well as the smaller ones, and they'll think, "Oh, this is a great scrap project." Yes, it is a great scrap project using KFC. Or Tula Pink works wonders too.
They're saying like picture is blurry. Is it still blurry? Oh, okay. We're gonna keep going.
You might be moving a little too fast. Just Anyway, is it still blurry now?
I don't know. We'll see if anyone says anything.
All right. People are drawn to these for a reason. It's not just for the shape. It's for the aesthetics. And what I encourage people to do is take one of the kits, which will make it exactly as you see it here. Make it once with the kit and then go off on your own and try it with other things. I love the shark fabric that Brendan Mabley designed. It's perfect for this because we actually put it in the mouth of the shark right at the end here. Yeah, I don't know if you
the shark's teeth.
The shark's teeth, that's
awesome.
Right. So that plus the zipper. But
some people are having camera issues, some people aren't. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm sorry. Maybe it's your phone. All right. Where can they get the kit? That's the first question I'm getting here.
Well, for everybody...
I'm glad you asked.
That's right. I'm very glad you asked. So, from Quilt-ish of Cape Cod, that's the name of my business.
Spell it.
The word quilt, ISH of Cape Cod. But really, just email me and say that you saw me on Scott's video. And I'll give you... It normally is $30. I'll give you the price of $26.99 for everybody who's viewing. Send me an email. Don't send me a Facebook message. I can't track orders that way.
Wait, so what's your email?
June, that's the month of June, June, at Quilt-ish.com. Q-U-I, L as in Larry, T as in Tom, I, S as in Sam, H.com.
No dashes or anything like that?
Not in the email address.
Jennifer, no dash on the email address.
On the email address,
okay,
right.
Fine. So that's awesome.
Right, so email me, and I'm going to send you a link where you can learn more about it so that you know exactly what to order.
Do you have a kit for the big one, too?
No, but when you get the kit, the template's inside. It's pretty simple. You're just going to increase on a photocopy of the template to the size that you want. So you'll take it to Kinko's because you'll need a big machine, or else you'll end up taping together a lot of pieces of paper to make the template. So you can do it at any size.
Okay. Awesome.
Right. So we made this specifically for a show that we were at, and we wanted to draw people in, from a quarter mile away down the convention hall to see a big fish, right? So that's why we did this. So again, the kit, you can get it in red, and it's all of these fabrics. It's the exact fabrics that you see here.
How many, is it a yard, or is it not that much?
Oh, gosh.
Maybe a little less?
Well, we give you, it's a little less because you want to be able to fussy cut. We tell you exactly how to get a look into an experiment. So you need a little bit larger fabric than just little pieces like this in order to be really able to cut it to the way that you want. So it comes in red or it comes in blue. And the kit includes a template for this larger size, and it has everything that you need, the zipper, the Insulbrite, the Bosal foam, everything, and the 4 buttons for the beady eyes. But you will also have enough fabric, just fabric, left over to make the Provincetown pup.
Ah.
Pups are baby
the
sharks.
Bonus.
Yeah. So you'll have to get buttons and a zipper, and the pattern tells you what size zipper you need and so forth.
Okay.
So, you can use these for any number of things. So that's that. All
right, you want to talk about your line, or you want to talk about the other quilt on the wall?
Well, my emphasis is on coastal living. Whether or not you're a tourist coming to a coastal area for vacation, whether you have a second home, whether you own homes that you rent here on the Cape, because that is quite a business in the summer here. or whether, you know, you've lived on a coast at other times in your life, and you want to be reminded of where you grew up, or what the experience felt like. So whether I design my own fabric about New England, Cape Cod specifically, or I use Free Spirit or other brands to make coastal designs, that's what this business currently is all about. So an example is, and I've shown this many times, I'm also providing a discount. This is the small item discount.
Wait, stand in front so we can see you and hear you at the same time. That's good.
So no matter how many times I talk about this, I'm always amazed at how many people love it. This is the round and round quilt design that is in Kay Fassett's Bold Blooms. I took that pattern and I just adapted some of the proportions because I wanted to take Philip Jacobs' shell bouquet fabric, which is much wider when you cut out the large bouquet out of that fabric's design, to really show it off. So that required me to go around and adjust some of the proportions. This is a very easy quilt to make. If you make it just according to my amendments and the pattern that's in the book, it finishes around 72 by 73. But it's very easy to turn into a queen or king. All you end up doing is adding enough borders here to have 10 inches additional all the way around this quilt to get to a queen size. And the colors I chose, the fabrics I chose, this phenomenal regimental stripe fabric, which can be cut in so many different ways to get different effects. This all comes from the same fabric. Is essentially, these are all the colors of Cape Cod and how we experience the spring, the summer, and the fall here. And it's why I chose these fabrics and this particular light-dark contrast and combination of colors. And so even if I take somebody else's design, whether it's a quilt design and also somebody else's quilt fabrics, I will turn it into something that really is about the experience of the aesthetics that you get when you visit here or you live here. So this is...
I love that quilt. It's so awesome. So how can we get it?
Oh, okay. Well, this comes as a kit, and you get all of the fabric for the top, plus the binding, the regimental fabric. And normally the kit is $110, but I will sell it to anybody who's interested now from this video for $95 a kit. And it comes out to around 8.5 to 9 or 10 yards. It escapes me right now. But with that, you get the fabric, you get the binding, then you also get my amendment to the pattern. But you do need to either go to your library and get the book or look on Amazon and get a copy of it. I don't carry the books. The place is small, as you saw when you came in. And I'm not really a full-service quilt shop. So, and I also would have to sell it at more money than you can have to pay for it if you go to
somewhere else.
So that's why I do what I do.
Okay, awesome.
Right. So just along the lines of the shark, every year I participate in row by row. Sharks really were a theme for me last year because the theme was music. So this is a design here where I'm using KFC, batiks, plus my own design. This is called the Jaws song. This is a panel.
Oh my God, the Jaws song.
Right. Yeah. I wrote, yeah. So I wrote the music. I come from a family of musicians. And for those of you who knows music, the tempo is one that is for impending doom. That's 80 beats a measure. Arabayata means angry. So there's a lot going on in here. We get a lot of musicians coming through the Cape on vacation, and it appealed to them, and it appealed to row by rowers. This is Gay Head Light on Martha's Vineyard, and it is in the waters off Gay Head where the movie Jaws was shot. So here it's, shouldn't we be worried about sharks? Oh no, don't worry about it. We'll hear them. Right. So I like to put humor into these things. This is 12 by 27. It also makes a great big bolt for a chaise longue or on your porch in the summer, or even just if there are a lot of people who love sharks and get a big kick out of this. And kids like it too, so they put it at the head of their
Someone's
bed.
saying they remember your row from last summer.
Ah, okay. Oh, so that's I'll show you which one that is.
Anyone remember this line? This is an old StudioE. What was this one called again?
Barnacle Bay.
Barnacle Bay by
Yeah.
Debbie Hubbs, I think?
Yeah, so for the shop owners out there, So this was one of my learning experiences. I personally love this panel, and I bought boatloads of it. So I had all the coordinating fabrics, sold those. People made the quilt, but I had tons of the panels left. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do with this? So I find that pillows, for a variety of reasons, one, just strategically for a small shop, they take up less space, but they're also very quick projects. Quilters, you know, spend a lot of time on quilts, and sometimes you need something really quick to give as a gift. Or to just have for a child or
What about the
whatever.
satisfaction of completing something in a reasonable amount of time?
Oh, absolutely.
It's very rewarding.
Yeah, there's something else I love to do too. You know, quilters will take scraps of fabric from various designers that they've used in lots of projects. I do that like everybody else, but I also like to buy fabrics by different designers for one project. And in this case, so this is StudioE. This is one of 6 motifs. The panel has 6 of these. The other side has another one of them. So I will take those small panels and make them into double-sided pillows. So here's the block. I took a batik, then 2 Allison glass fabrics from here to here. This is from the Deep Dive collection. Okay, here, these 2. And then also Allison Glass also had this seagrass fabric that was more of a linen. And I thought, oh my God, that is perfect. You may not be able to see it in the video, but that seagrass fabric, that color, those colors are the exact same colors in the seagrass here. And so it pulls it all together, and it really makes a special little thing. And, you know, to make it easy for the quilter, I give them the roping. I give them the pattern.
Lift that up.
I give them the roping, the pattern, all the fabric. I also, whenever I give instructions, I always put in a URL to a YouTube video that will show a technique. So in this case, for somebody who's never put piping on anything, YouTube's your best friend because you can watch the videos and you'll know instantly. Every sewing machine comes with a basic zipper foot. A zipper foot is the easiest way, at least for me, to attach piping. But you can also use other basic feet that come with your machine. You don't have to buy anything special. So there's one thing about this, about my business, is because in the summer, I literally have 3,000 people coming through this shop in a 12-week period. And I know this, one, I know by the number of my transactions, but those transactions bring in people who are with them, who don't necessarily buy anything. So at a minimum, I know that it's 3,000. So, and that's not an exaggeration. The Cape is a major travel destination in the world, and we get people from all over the world. Anyway, I always do small packages like this because people need to put them into their suitcases or their bags for the airline. And also, frankly, a small package like this, I can save on postage, which means a savings for the customer to whom I'm shipping something like this. Exactly. It's why Chatham Chiller is folded a specific way. And for the shops out there, I always use vented bags. Why? Because if I lean on it when I put it into the package, when I send it, it's like turning it into something vacuum packed. I'll put the flap over and tape it down to keep the air out.
You know what's funny?
What?
How you said, "Oh, our video will only be 10 minutes. We're going on 20 minutes. We're
right,
barely getting going here."
Well,
but
you can wrap up.
I don't want to wrap up.
Okay,
we got to show your line. You had a couple
then
more
let's do that.
quilts, and I think you wanted to have Terry to come in here and
Oh yeah,
help you
she'll
show
hold
that
up.
quilt.
Okay, so sorry it's taking so long.
It's okay. It's great.
So
listen, I'm all
something.
good with it.
Well, something that was wonderful. The first contest that Scott threw brought me to his attention and to other folks at his company. And we started a conversation, and then Megan Downer, one of the creative heads there at the company, has a sister who lives locally. So she came, she visited, and we talked. I showed her my lighthouse, and which is this. This is, Scott, you might want to show it.
Yep, I'm doing that.
This is a small version of the lighthouse. It's for a throw quilt. And this is unique to me. So Scott and the folks at Jaftex really loved this lighthouse, which
They're telling us to slow down. They want us to keep going. So
Okay.
don't worry.
All right. Okay. I can always put up a link to still photographs of these items for you too. Anyway, this lighthouse is called the Lightkeeper's Quilt, and I will tell you that the inspiration for this comes from 2 sources. One, one of the last light keepers to actually live in a lighthouse is in the Boston Light here in Massachusetts. And also, she's one of the only female light keepers still working today. She's a quilter. So when I heard this, and I'm looking, and I go to all of the lighthouses on the Cape to get inspiration. It's a blank canvas. To me, a lighthouse, the trunk of a lighthouse is just a blank canvas, the way a farm field may be to some painters. And you know, all those puzzles out there that have quilts in them that you can buy, those are typically from paintings, right? So the lighthouse became a canvas for me, and I actually have quite a few lighthouses. This one is very near and dear to my heart. Scott and the other folks at Jaftex liked it, and so
here, you want to put it down here on the table? Maybe
Sure.
we could lie it all out, and then I'll do a pan over it.
Sure. So we have a collection coming out.
But let's close it, just the front
close
cover.
it.
So no, not the whole thing. Just close the cover. Yeah, there you
Okay.
go. So this is the cover. The Lightkeeper's Quilt by Quilt-ish of Cape Cod. Okay. Now let's show them the goodies.
Okay. So the panel is 24 wide by 42. And
44.
Pardon me, 44.
It's okay.
And it includes, I love this, I was hopeful when I suggested this and drew it out, I was so happy that people liked it. It comes from the cone up here at the top of the lighthouse to
It's like
repeat it.
iCat-ish, or ECAT, however you say that. You
Yeah,
know
it's
I like
a
that.
geometric.
It's cool.
Yeah. And so you can cut these up off of the panel. You can leave them on, but you can cut them up for any kind of patchwork. And the free pattern that will go with this quilt is a brand new one that I've designed, and I'm very lucky that Heidi Pridemore, a name many of you know, is actually going to write the pattern from the design that I did.
All right, I'm going to interrupt you.
Yeah.
So let's talk through each SKU.
Sure.
And just do it that way, and then we'll show them the project on the back that we're going to have. Okay.
So this is the water, and the colors in this water are just spectacular, as you can see. And they basically, they're as good as my original versions, which were digitally printed, and usually saturated color is fantastic in digital printing.
That could probably be a basic, because it's amazing.
It's-
I love the
it's
movement.
The
It's-
movement,
it's
but the
amazing.
layers of the coloring.
It's so real.
Yeah, the designers on your end really made this work for how the technique of how your fabric is printed.
Okay, and then you have the
Then
stripe.
a stripe. A lot of people have trouble with stripe, but the way that we're going to do the free pattern will show you different ways to cut this to really get a lot out of it instead of just running verticals and horizontals.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Do you mind cracking the door open? I'm getting super hot.
Sure, no problem. And then,
Sorry. Always get hot, and I'm not even on the hot seat, and I'm getting hot. Look how awesome this one is. So what's the deal with this one?
Those are hexagons, so I'm going to show you a quilt in just a second that takes 7 of my original panels. 6 of them were stripped and cut in the triangles, and hexagons were made. It's a hexified panel. These actually are the hexagons that are made when you cut 6 of the finished panel. So the point here is that you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can, if you are experienced, you can fussy cut these out and applique them and put them together any way you want. But the pattern that I created as a freebie off of the StudioE site uses this in a way where you can just leave it as strips of borders. It's fantastic.
And then she's got the little fish bones.
Yes, and these are coordinating fabrics. The fish appear in the panel. The darker fish are up here at the lantern. That's what a light is called, up there. And then the medium blue fish bones are down here. And because it's Cape Cod, just as a little insider joke, I did fashion these bones after codfish.
Okay, again, guys, so this is a 12 SKU collection. It's going to ship in January. If there are any shop owners out there, we will be putting this up for sale at Quilt Market in May. So these are amazing. I always love these. I think my customers in the Southwest always want something in this color, you know, to that with the sun and the mountain. So that's going to be good for that, and of course for your project here. And then we have these clouds, which look so amazingly real. I mean, I think you're converting a lot of people to lighthouses. That's what they're telling me in the comments. So go ahead, keep talking. I'm listening.
All right, so all the coordinating fabrics are pulling out details from the panel, and that becomes obvious. We have the constellation, which is up here in the very top ring of the lantern at the top.
Yep, and here.
Yeah, and then I really, even though there have been other tone-on-tone lighthouse patterns, I really wanted to have real lighthouses in this. So there's only one lighthouse from Cape Cod, and it is Nauset Light. This is the white tone-on-tone. Then we have it with blue and white.
So is the repeat on that just that
No.
lighthouse? Oh,
no,
it's different.
there are real lighthouses from the West Coast, the East Coast, the southern portion of the U.S., the Northwest. I really wanted to get, and even some of the Great Lakes are representative. I love lighthouses, and I wanted to get the whole country.
All right, wait, and then we got this. Oh, so this is the water in the dark
This is
blue.
a
The other
deeper
one
blue.
is the aqua.
Yeah.
All right, so just as an add-on, just so you guys know, when we show these color cards, we add our basics just as an added sale for our rep, so they could suggest that to the shop owner. So just telling you for a
Right.
little.
And also the
concept.
free pattern, just so you know, I used almost every single one of these. These are brilliant as blenders to calm down some of the busier parts, and then also to act to help calm down the hexagons.
Yes, for you guys who read my blog, on Monday I did a blog about this StudioE basics, and just color is one that's really been around for a very long time. Oh, so this is perfect. So they answered our question. So this is the more of the print, so you could see the various lighthouses, and I mean, I don't think we need to give them a lesson now on all of these. I think they get the drift, but really very nice. And now, so now you get to see the full repeat of the water. I love, look at this nice green and yellow in there. It's so great.
Yeah.
Oh, and the free project's not on here.
No, because I just handed it
we
in.
don't have the free project yet. Okay, so I love that. That's awesome, and I definitely want to see that quilt.
Okay. So let me just say, Terry, are you there? Let me just get to it.
And then somebody else asked what this was because they saw it. Do you want to tell us briefly what this is?
Yes, that is an Elizabeth Hartman pattern from her Modern Patchwork book. It's a completely different colorway, and the motifs that are in the center of each one of the houses are sea life and seashells. Again, I will take other people's designs and other people's fabrics and really turn it into something that's about the Cape. I have Brendan Mabley's Shantytown fabric in there because to me it's representative of Wellfleet, Truro, and other places on the Cape, and this other fabric that he's done looks like footprints
you have
of
it
the
as a
sand.
kit?
Yeah, I have it as a kit.
so
There's
come on,
actually
bust
only
it out,
one.
let's see it.
There's one kit left,
One kit
and
left.
I don't plan on
Who
kitting it
wants
up.
it? It goes to the highest bidder.
It was 110. It's now 75.
Now 120. Now it's 130, 140.
Yeah,
Do I
very
hear
funny.
150?
Very funny. Boy, you're hired. Anyway, you do need the Elizabeth Hartman book, and it says it right on here as well, and you can get that used online. So I have one of these left. This is gorgeous fabric. I can send you more
It's
pictures.
now
if you're interested.
200.
Yeah. It's
250.
Yeah,
Keep
there you
talking.
go, there you go.
260.
All right. So I want to show you how we did the light
Meet
keepers
Terry.
quilt.
Hi, Terry.
This is Terry. She does a lot of, if not all of the long arming in my shop. So
All
this
right.
is kind of like
Terry,
an
you
altar.
coming to the meeting tonight?
No, I.
Oh,
work.
Terry.
I work 2 jobs.
That's the wrong answer.
Sorry.
All right.
Is what for sale? Is the last kit for sale? Yeah, it's now $350.
June at Quilt-ish.com.
Yes.
Okay. And I'll put that email in a comment. And whoever gets to me first, it's yours.
Wait, this isn't working for me. It's too
It's here.
wonky.
Ah,
There
okay.
you go, Terry.
All right. So
This is amazing.
right. So this is the hexified quilt. It is not the free pattern. I've done a better one for everybody. But I will point out one thing. I said to you when we showed you off of the design cards that the hexagons are the exact hexagons you get if you do 3 1/4 inch hexagons, if you cut the panel that way. This was in the fabric, the little swatch we showed you, and so were all these others. So again, we've done it for people, and if people want to do it on their own, they can do that too, and it'll be far more affordable.
Terry, you have a fan. Susan Adler. Suzanne. Such
Suzanne.
an awesome long armor.
So that's this. There's one other kit that I have that people might be interested in here. Terry, can you take this?
Susan Dunn. She wants the last house kit. It's now
Okay.
400.
Susan, I'll do the best I can.
Email her. She'll send
Email
it to you.
me, yeah.
First email in gets it. What email again? June at Quilt-ish.com.
Yeah, June like the month.
June like the month. So, I don't know. You guys probably don't recognize this fabric. I'm sure no one's going to know. This is someone
This is Tula Zuma.
Yes, they all know Tula Zuma.
Of course they do.
I'm just being silly.
And I did take the free pattern for the anchor, but I had a lot of fun in how I used the same light-dark contrast, but in fussy cutting that fabric and putting it in here.
Did you make this all by yourself?
Yes. No, I had a woman named Donna make this for me, and then Terry quilted it.
Terry, nice, Terry. I'm gonna have to send you some stuff to quilt for me.
Thank you. And then we use Tula's shells on the back here.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is a fantastic quilt, and this again is the kind of thing. Listen, I can't reinvent something that is perfect right from the start, right? So again, for second homeowners here on the Cape, or if you live on a coast, this is phenomenal. It is queen size. It's light, it's airy. You look at it, you know, that wave fabric from Tula Zuma collection, on various waves it says, smooth seas never made a skilled sailor.
It's really subtle. It's hard to see.
Yeah, it's up here.
All right, so everyone loves seeing quilts. So why don't we just show a couple more, and maybe if you want to close up or...
All right, so let's just put these over there.
Here, so we have this one.
Yeah.
This is a StudioE one, so I'm obviously partial to this. This is from the Ocean State Line, and it uses the panel, which has the different layers of the water, starting at the bottom and working it up. And this oh no, you added your own stuff. There's batiks in here.
This is the shark fabric is part of that collection.
Right, and then it looks like you added some batik.
Right.
So you added your own little touch, but it's really nice. It came out awesome.
It's my touch, but also for the shop owners out there. Oftentimes I'll fall in love with a collection, but because I've already made my decisions for the budget on what I'm really going to spend money on, I still want the panel. I will take other batiks and other fabrics and at least one coordinating fabric from the collection so that I can offer this. And the other motivating factor is that there was a free pattern for this, and it was easy to adapt to what I needed.
Yes, well, the panel patterns are usually easy, and easy for me to, I'm just saying that. It was easy for me to say, but I didn't make the quilt, so I know it's harder than I'm making it. Do you have any more of these?
You've caught me at a time. We just got all of the Laurel Birch Sea Goddess fabrics in, and all I can tell you is that the pattern, the design that I will come up with this will be fantastic, and I will be posting it to Quilt-ish of Cape Cod. I will mention one other thing. I've talked about how local I do content and how I like to do pillows and other things. This is a quilt that is an homage to cranberry growing on the Cape, and of course Cape Cod was the first place in the country that commercially grew cranberries, and the very first commercial bog is just a couple of blocks down from me. Anyway, over the years I've collected the cranberry labels. I love them as graphic art. The ones that I've chosen for this quilt, plus the newspaper stories that are in here.
Oh, they love this one.
There's a story in here. This is about quilt growing 1936 to 1945, pre-war and World War II.
Very cool.
And there's a lot going on in this, and if anybody's interested...
How old is it?
Oh, this was just made. This is a whole cloth quilt. So all we did is that we quilted around.
So that's why it looks like it's pieced.
Right. You can cut it up if you want to, but I mean, it tells a story in the way that I've got it here.
Someone's asking if you're open now, so maybe we should tell them that.
Okay. So yes, I sell year-round online, so you can always get me online. Right now, I'm redesigning Quilt-ish.com, so it's frustrating. You'll go there and you won't see much of what you've just seen now. So that's why you email me. But really, if you go to the all one word Quilt-ish of Cape Cod, no hyphen, no dash, Quilt-ish of Cape Cod on Facebook, go through the photos, go through the videos. I've got tons of videos in there on product. You'll see everything that you've seen today, and you can contact me through email or ask questions through Facebook. So anyway, so this is the
So wait, hang on. You didn't really answer the question.
Sorry.
When are you open? Let's tell them.
Oh, yes.
So
officially, with regular business hours, I open on May 23rd every year, Memorial Day, and I go to mid-December. And then, of course, the Cape is empty. Everybody goes to Florida, or there's maybe 30,000 people left living here when it's normally around 1 million in the summer. So I open for retreats, and I just had a very large retreat in. So if you let me know, at least, 3 or 4 days before you come, I open for you. I create special discounts for you. Customer service is great because nobody else is walking in. I also do private appointments. And then I also...
Do you teach at all?
No, not yet. because I'm really focusing on designing fabric. I have some things, the Ocean Edge Resort, some resorts on the Cape have asked me to come and do things for certain conventions. So who knows, maybe some of you will see me at some point. This is new.
Wait 1 second,
yes.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We're getting questions. The cranberry thing, is that available or is that
Yes,
just custom?
No, I do print it on demand, so I do use spoon flour. Hopefully more in the future I'll be going to people like Jaftex, and they'll want my designs. But for some of the things that I do that I have manufactured myself. This is a whole cloth quilt, and this is $65. I can give you 10% off if you want to order this. Again, email me, so I'll take $6.50 off, and of course there will be some shipping costs to get it to you. I have these printed on demand. I currently have 2 in stock. So if I get more orders, I usually, get a new batch in within 2 weeks. So that's that. There's only one other thing maybe I want to show you.
I lost the comments. Annoying. But it's okay. We don't see the comments. Sorry, I deleted I didn't delete them, but I turned them off by accident. I can't get them on.
Okay.
But all right, let's keep going. We're doing great.
So I had a smaller version of this for many years. This is a map of the Cape that has lots of little motifs all over it. This is a tea towel. It makes a great present just itself if you want to give it to somebody who's ever been on the Cape or lived here. I think of it as a kid's map because it does a great job of teaching the kids all the various things about our environment here, the sea life, the hydrangeas, the lobsters, bicycle trails, pilgrims, you name it. But actually, adults buy it for themselves too. So, but what I've done this year, I now have this. I have a map for the state of Massachusetts, for Boston, for New Hampshire, for Maine, even for Cambridge, and for Florida. And I'm going to be putting all of those up on the Quilt-ish of Cape Cod business page. These are fantastic and they're quick projects. We just made this sample, and look, I love a lot of loud color personally. So when I'm testing a new concept, I'll usually make something that's got with fabric, K-fabric with it. I happen to love this. This would make a nice little baby quilt. But we're going to do it with some more traditional presentation around it to show you how you can also use it with less colorful fabric. So again, I have this for a lot of different states, but this one's just Cape Cod. And I'm showing you this because, as everybody knows, people like map fabric. We have an event coming that is important to the country's history. As you know, the country really got its foundations here on the Cape. It started at Provincetown, and then the Pilgrims went to Plymouth Rock. This is a map of England. This is a prototype. This is not my final design. It's too busy. I started with a map that was actually done in 1936 by a woman map maker whose name was Edith Tennell. So this is inspiration for me. Again, I used some K-fabric to put on this, and I'm reworking a large part of it. But what this is showing is, this is the path of the Mayflower leaving Holland, stopping because it had troubles twice around the southern coast of England, and then finally making its merry way on to the States. But more importantly, the founding fathers, if you will, and they were men, the names and the crests from England are all on here. And where those individuals were from, which shires, we think of counties, it's shires in England. And so the shires are on here. The names of the individuals, where their families started, are in the actual shire. For example, my shop is in Brewster, and the individual off of the Mayflower was Elder Brewster. He actually was from Nottingham, and that's why his name Brewster is here in Nottingham. But I've also taken names that are common around the U.S. and particularly in New England for towns, and I've inserted those towns where the origin of those names came from in these shires. So I'm actually building this out, and I'm doing it because in the year 2020, it's the 400th anniversary of the Mayflower, which means it's really it's a big anniversary, and there will be a lot going on in the Cape, and it's a great time to come for a visit. So this
I'm sorry, video is not clear. I don't know what's going on. We're in the basement. Maybe that's why. We are using Wi-Fi. I thought it was going to be good.
No, I have no idea. All the videos on the business page, Quilt-ish of Cape Cod, were all shot exactly the way that Scott's doing it. So it could be the wind. We've had a nor'easter almost the last few days. So don't be frustrated. We'll get you the images, and you can probably see all this right now on Quilt-ish of Cape Cod.
All right, so why don't we wrap up? I'm going to do a little talk on. Why
Sure.
don't you just go through once more? Tell us where you're located, when you're open, so people know.
Sure.
So we can wrap up with that.
Okay, I'm open by appointment now, and my phone number I'll put in the comments section after this. The address is 1357 Main Street in Brewster, Massachusetts. I open with regular business hours starting May 23rd, Memorial Day weekend, and I go through to early to mid-December. So that's an annual schedule, and in the summer I am open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday, but I may extend that to 6 days a week given the amount of traffic we've had in the last year.
So that's a good problem to have. And then
Yes,
finally,
excuse me.
tell us once more. So we're offering the sharks are
Yes.
normally $29.99.
Yes, and they're going to be $26.99 to anybody who saw the video.
Okay, you just have to say you saw the video.
Right.
And then this kit here is normally $110, and
10.
we're going to go $95.
That's right.
And then this last one here, we're up to $800 for this one.
That's right. It's $75.
$75. We got one left, and I think Susan, I missed your last name, or I saw it, but I don't remember it. I think you want it. So
Right. Anybody who wants it, just in case for some reason Susan decides not, let me know, because then I'll go to the next person. So so that's that. And then also on the cranberry whole cloth quilt, it's $65, but I'll take 10% off of that. And again, when you email June@quiltish.com, just say you saw me in the Scott Fortunoff video, and I'll respond and we'll get going on what you
or
want.
they could call you, right?
Yes, 703. So that's area code 703-403-9771.
Okay, and then we're gonna finale with this. Her new line is coming out. It's called the Lightkeeper's Quilt by Quilt-ish of Cape Cod. And right here for all you guys, it's, see, 12 SKUs, and then below it the number 1. That means it ships in January of 2020. Set your calendars.
And the key piece to that collection is, of course, the panel.
Yep, that panel, and then these hexes. So, all right, I'm going to say thank you to June.
Thank you, and
June.
thank you,
Thank you
Scott.
for having me, and then I'm
Thank
going to... And I'm going to walk out, and then I'm going to say goodbye and goodnight, and on to the next one.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I mean, that was pretty awesome. Every time I go to a new shop, there's so much to see, so much to learn. Really awesome. And I really enjoy doing these videos, and I loved the video challenge last year because I didn't have to travel all around, and we did get to show all my loyal familia all these great shops and let you buy things from these shops that you might not have seen elsewhere. Just trying to help the industry, trying to help you guys get exposure, see what else is out there, and just get people excited. So again, I'm going to another shop this afternoon. Maybe we'll do a quick video there. I will be at the church tonight speaking from 7 to 9. I'll be blogging about fabric and whatever else they want to know tonight. And that's pretty much it. So thank you guys. As always, you rock. Thank you for being here in the middle of the day. I'm glad you guys could all scam your way out of the work day so you could be with us. So as usual, peace. Love you guys. Bye.